And the last couple of things we need to do is give the character movable eyes and an animatable mouth, like a mouth that opens and shuts. The easiest one to do is the mouth, and the way you do that first is we've got to go back to the template side here, and we want to select head from up here, and you'll see there's two specific icons with these little points on. They're for the morph teeth and the morph eyes, which are both for the morph based head. So we're going to start with the mouth, do the morph teeth, click on that, and you'll see all these teeth come up. And if we scroll through them, we've got all different types. We've got comic teeth, we've got realistic teeth, we've got sort of animal monster teeth. And all we have to do is choose the one that we like that best fits our character. I could do cartoon teeth like these, but this guy is sort of semi-realistic looking, so I'm going to go with more realistic looking teeth. And I'm going to go with these white teeth here. I can just double click on that. You'll see he opens his mouth and shows you that he's got teeth. Now that we've put a mouth or teeth in his mouth, we can open up the mouth editor up here just to double check the settings, and those teeth kind of in the right spot. You can see we can do adjust the teeth, adjust the throat, and the teeth get disappeared, or we can adjust the lips to see if they're closed or not. Remember I said if you have an open mouth when you're rigging this head, to use the points so that you had a mouth going on the lower and upper lip. Well, here you would select this force close, make sure that your character's mouth was actually closed when they're just normal instead of having the mouth open. But we don't need that because this character's mouth was already closed. So all I have to do here really is, like, the tongue looks to be in about the right place. If we wanted to, we could adjust the brightness and contrast of that, like so. Don't really need to, it's pretty right how it is. Just the saturation and all that. And teeth, I reckon the top teeth could probably come down a bit, so we can adjust them on the y-axis. Maybe just bring them down a tiny bit. You can actually rotate the teeth, and you can also scale them. So if you think these are a bit too small or you want to make them bigger, these are percentages again. You can go 80. At the moment they're on 80, but we could go bigger. These particular spots here, if you have the skills to create your own custom teeth and know what you're doing, you can change these. I never do, I just use these ones from in here. And once you're happy with that, you can just close this down, and that's the teeth done. Next thing we want to do is the eyes. So first we've got to put some eyes in the character. You can use the eyes that you already had, but you won't be able to edit those. Putting in new eyes gives you some extra features. So we'll go to the eyes, and you'll see in the Morph Eyes we open up the Morph Eye folder, we've got several different kinds of eyes. We've got these cartoon ones here, we've got anime eyes, animal eyes, we've got comic eyes, and human eyes. I think I like the cartoon eyes the best. This guy's got sort of full eyelashes and stuff, and I think I chose this particular eye for this character. Can change the color. You see he's got brown eyes at the moment, but this is blue, but don't worry about that. We're going to change the color. So we just double click, and you see now his eyes have been replaced with this eye. Now we've done that, we can go into the eye editor up here. And the first thing we want to do is make those irises bigger. So we've got the eyeball iris here. You'll see at the moment we've got both eyes selected. So that means any changes we do down here will be made to both eyes. You can actually unselect one and changes will be independent if you have a character that's got different shaped eyes. And here you can also remove the eyes that you've put in, and here you can check the eyes. That's the original eyes that was in it, and if I let go, these are the eyes we have now. So if we're trying to match our eyes up to the original, we can just click on that and get a preview. So as I said, first thing we want to do is make these irises larger. So we've got the scale button here, it's 75, we want to go bigger because his eyes were touching the top and bottom of the thing. It's probably a little bit too big, so we can scale down a little bit, maybe about there. I'm going to go with that. We can change the color down here. We want to change the hue of the eyes so that they're brown, so we're about there. sort of more reddish brown eyes, so we could bring up the saturation a little bit to brighten them up if we wanted to. And I'd say that's pretty good. We can actually move the eyes on the X and Y axis, so if we wanted them to be, say, a bit lower, we could bring them down like that. I think they were okay where they were at 25. And we've got the eye white. If you think the eye whites are too bright, you could bring that down, change the colour and all of that. I'm happy with how they are. Same with the eye lights. You can move them around, scale them, whatever. Eyeshadow. The eyeshadow is this shadow in here. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't want to change that. Eyelash. Turn the eyelash on or off. I'm going to leave it on. That looks kind of weird without it. We could, if we wanted to, change the brightness and colour of his eyelashes, but he's got fairly dark eyebrows, so those seem to be fine. We can change the scale. I think they're a bit big, but you can only make them bigger, so it's already on 0. And we've got makeup. Now sometimes, even though this is a male character, it's better to leave the makeup on, because if we close the eyes, you can see that it's got all this distortion from where the old eyes were, and if we turn the makeup off and then close the eyes, that becomes a little bit more obvious. We don't want this character to be having their eyes shut for too long. Keep the makeup on, it minimises that a little bit, and we can sort of play around with the colour and stuff as well, but I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. We can sort of preview things, see how things are looking, but all in all, I don't think that's too bad. Save him out, make sure he's selected there and go overwrite. Okay,